Describe in single words only the good things that come into your mind. About your mother?
My mother?
Yeah.
Let me tell you about my mother.
What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
Have you ever been in an institution? Cells.
Cells.
Do they keep you in a cell? Cells.
Cells.
When you're not performing your duties, do they keep you in a little box? Cells.
This causes it. This causes it. This causes it. Information overload. All the electronics around you poisoning the airwaves.
You are listening to the High Tech Low Life podcast, a cyberpunk media retrospective. High Tech Low Life contains language and themes not suitable for all audiences, as well as spoilers for the content being covered. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome back, everybody, to the High Tech Low Life podcast with your hosts, Eric and Josh. I'm Eric.
I'm Josh.
We are coming to you remote on an undisclosed highway in southern Missouri, being on the run from the FCC, pump up the volume style.
Hell yeah. Coming up next, Titanium Expose by Sonic Youth.
Since we decided to split the last episode into two parts, we have found need to record an intro, and since we are on the road headed to Astronomicon, we figured we would do it now, because we got 7 hours to kill.
And a fucking human mic stand.
Yes, welcome temporary sound engineer Wes. You can say hi.
Hi.
Once. That's enough. That's enough.
More than enough.
So yeah, do we want to do dystopia talk or anything, or just...
Let's see, fresh dystopia since Monday? It's... I'm sure there's been something specific, but it feels like just kind of the ambient dystopia.
Yeah, Trump wasn't dead. He lived.
Yeah, you know. Can't win him. Ever.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah, alright. Okay, dystopic.
I did have one thing I wanted to bring up, though this isn't the right situation to bring it up in, so I should probably save it. It's not about news, it's just about dystopia in general. Mainly, when I was in Quick Trip the other day, which it's like the stuffer shack of the Midwest. They have a little robot cleaning the floors, like a little square robot.
Yeah.
And that doesn't bother me, but until I noticed they put a face on the robot.
They did.
And they put a voice on the robot that says, "Welcome to Quick Trip." And that's, when you think about it, that's kind of fucked up, man. They're like prepping your brain for slavery. Like, a square machine that cleans the floors isn't dystopian, but a little man that cleans the floors for no pay is pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Don't put faces on robots, corporations, please.
Yeah. I agree. Or if you're gonna put a face on a robot, make it a killer face. Like, if it's a killer robot, fine.
Yeah, but only put it on the... Wait. You mean like Jeffrey Dahmer's face on the cleaning robot, or like a normal face on a robot that kills?
Yeah.
Both? Okay.
Yes, both.
Alright, that's good enough for that. Do you want to do you have any recommendos?
Oh, shit.
I have one. Don't record and drive.
Yeah. Hey, there's a guy on a bicycle up here.
It's not hit that guy.
Keep an eye on him.
This is not a safe place to bike.
No, it's not ideal.
Right between a highway and a train.
And he has a fucking acoustic guitar on his back. Okay.
Take it back. That guy's cool.
Let's see. I watched day before, I watched the new Naked Gun movie. There were some laughs.
I kind of want to see that, actually.
It was exactly what you would expect, like, good and bad. It had, who was the fucking bad guy in Real Steel? Kevin Durand. The slightly odd-looking, the tough guy who was beating up Hugh Jackman.
Okay, yeah.
And then Danny Houston was playing the main villain, and he's always reliable as that. There was a bunch of really weird, funny little bits. So, yeah, if you want to laugh, Great.
All right. I guess I don't really have anything because we just did this a couple days ago.
I'm trying to think of what else I've watched. I think I watched something else, but God knows what.
Doesn't matter. You guys are about to hear the finale of our conversation with Dean and Ben, and I want to thank them one more time for coming on. Oh, I remember what I wanted to add onto this.
Kill the people in front of us who are in the speed match minivans?
Yes, fuck them. No, I wanted to say what we're going to be recording next week, but then we forgot.
Oh, we forgot to figure that out. Okay, so we'll do a later insert into this insert.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Good times.
Ooh, an insert and an insert. Crazy. It's inserts all the way down. We are going to be covering 2014's Ex Machina, starring Alicia Vikander and Oscar Isaac and Donald Gleason.
So, yeah, that'll do it for us. Enjoy the recording in progress. Wes, you're allowed to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
That's enough.
Stop it. Stop it.
All right, bye, everybody.
So what else happened in this time period?
One thing that I see, which is tied up with the publication of the second Matrix book for second edition, is shit. Where'd it go? It just flipped off my page. Rumors about children being born able to use the net without a deck.
Oh, yeah.
I could hear Dean's boner from here.
Yes! This is the shit.
Was that in 55? I thought I wrote that down later on.
Oh. It was, yeah. Yep.
Otaku and that whole concept was such an amazing idea that got completely out of hand in 4th edition.
The bag got dropped pretty hard on that because I agree. I thought, once again, you're introducing this mystery into the Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's this other world where there's basically mages in the Matrix. I mean, there's already spirits in there with AI.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like, man, I could talk on this for hours, so I will attempt to codify why I think this is so important as succinctly as possible. So see how that goes.
Sure.
But essentially, you have these kids who are born plugged in, that like their first memories are of the Matrix, because that's how the kids that this is like affecting, were put into the machine and they are a part of the machine.
Gooning
so
in the
they
womb.
grow up. Yeah, I mean, give or take. So in that idea, like, that is their reality. It sickens them to be in this flesh that like that
them and me
they
both
have to be in sometimes, because otherwise they starve to death and shit their pants.
Yeah. I feel you.
That's what born gooners.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were a
Live to
part
goon,
of
goon
something
to live.
that they could.
I know.
Dean's trying to keep this succinct, and you guys are not
trying.
I can't not.
Yeah, they are born in a place that they had fundamental control and could build this like almost utopia, where they were given the building blocks to create a world, and they start to do that because they never understood that they couldn't. And
it's like us in the 90s on the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like they're starting to build communities and these new cities and connections that no one can understand, and they're doing it in this brand new way. And the only thing that can take this away from them is getting old enough to realize how fucked the world is on the outside. And that they slowly become these like jaded husks, and in doing so lose that spark.
The Neverland effect.
It is basically like you get Peter Pan.
Yeah.
But in that, like, there's such rich ground to do storytelling with, that they could have used the arcology plot, which we'll get to later, I'm sure, because that's sort of my jam too. And it was such awesome groundwork laid out to then have it be immediately turned into, oh, they're just mages for the Matrix. They just do Matrix spells.
It makes me.
God damn it! They don't. It's different.
It is a ball dropped to be sure.
Yeah.
It makes me think of the
for characters whose balls have not dropped.
Yeah.
the walled city in Idoru.
Mm-hmm.
Idaru. I don't know. We got yelled at in the comments for saying it wrong.
Idoru is how I've always heard it said. So
I'm sure the comments will correct us again.
All right. Well, that's why I don't read the comments, my man.
I can't stop myself.
Guess what? Guess what? None of the 4 white guys on this thing speak colloquial Japanese. I'm sorry.
Come at us, weebs.
I'm doing my best, you fucking weeb nerds.
Anyway, it reminds me of the walled city in Idoru.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it both ways, then I can't be wrong. And it's exciting, but
if you want a good other example where some of this stuff is kind of touched on, is the Diamond Age.
Oh yeah, yeah. Neil Stephenson's 94 book. Did that come out? Something like that.
Man, that's incredible.
Josh
is the next level, man.
It's been. I haven't read that book in a year that starts with 2, but.
But it gets into this idea of like the eyes of a child seeing the nightmare world that's there, and like, what if there was this voice in the back of their head that was like, no, you can make it better. I can teach you how to make it better. Because I have always, at least in my like personal Shadowrun canon, have said there are basically 2 types of otaku, which they're sort of established that later, where they're listening to 2 different powers, which again we'll probably talk about, and that one of those voices is the voice of creation and the voice of this like freedom of a soul into a new world that could be created, and the other is the corporate grinding hell.
Yeah,
that is the reality.
Yeah. Amazing.
I would say where Shadowrun drops the ball over and over again, they usually do it one of 2 ways, and by Shadowrun I mean FASA or WizKids LLC or Catalyst or whoever owned it for that given 5 year
FanPro
period.
did for a minute.
FanPro.
Okay, I knew there was something that started with fan, and I could not come up with it.
Yep. Yeah.
Is that either they take something cool like that and they bring it out of the shadows and completely wring all the coolness out of it,
demystify it, weaken it. Yeah,
they take something like we were talking about earlier with blood, magic, and horrors, and they ignore it and act like it never happened before. And there's a happy medium to be struck that they seem to have a hard time striking, which I get it. It's probably a hard thing to do, but let it happen. Yeah. You don't have to canonize everything. Let it happen in the games that are played.
Yeah.
Yes.
It also kind of lends itself to what we were talking about, where they're trying to be more like other games, and like D&D, for instance, was killing. Like they're the biggest fucking RPG ever, right? And that system became all about balance. Became all about no class should be outshining any other class at any given level. They all need to be very well aligned. And so Shadowrun at a certain point started to take lessons from that, which sucks.
Yeah.
Where it's like people being pissed, like, that fireball is more powerful than my bullet. And so there became a lot of effort in making those things, like Dean said, like, okay, well, this is just basically a mage in astral projecting in the Matrix. It's the same thing as like a mage in Astral Realm.
That's why it was such a good move to make insect spirits, to specifically state that insect shamans cannot be player characters, and toxic shamans too, for that matter, because it leaves them mysterious. Now, of course, any GM can be like, we're going to do it anyway. Mm-hmm. And that's the fun of the RPG. I had an evil paladin in second edition D&D. It was sick. The rules specifically say you can't, but it was.
But fuck you! What the hell with those people? I think one of the interesting things about this is that this second edition Shadowrun, and especially once we get into 2055, 2066, is right,
which we need to do soon.
Yeah, is right in. So now we're at like mid second edition, basically, where they are working off of the AD&D second edition model. Throw out fucking splat books left and right. Keep the money coming in. And then, what is it, like 98? That third edition D&D comes out, I think, which is when they start doing the, oh, we need to rebalance this and rebalance this and rebalance this. This is why 3.5 ed came out.
Mm-hmm.
And then Shadowrun immediately with third ed, which came out in 99 or 2000.
2000.
Yeah. Shadowrun immediately starts doing the balancing thing. It's a funny thing to look at, like, oh yeah, they're just like 2 years behind the whole time.
Yeah.
Honestly, I blame video games. Like, it's video gamification of these RPGs, which didn't really exist before that.
It's the same audience.
I want to talk about 2057, that everybody has dubbed the Year of the Dragon.
Yes.
Which is another big moment in the timeline. I don't know, controversial in the Astronomica Discord. I don't know if it's controversial everywhere else.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
A lot of people, some people don't like the President Donkey storyline. I thought it was pretty cool.
Dunkelson died for our sins. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Definitely different, right? Like nothing's ever been done like that in RPGs.
Yeah. That blew my mind.
Holding a actual presidential race that you got fans to submit votes for to change the meta plot.
Mm-hmm.
Like real power in the hands of the player.
Honestly curious how real that was.
Yeah, same.
I mean,
but also, who wouldn't vote for the dragon?
I don't know. I assume it's like one of the old, comic books used to do that in the 70s and 80s. We introduced a wrinkle this week. Should this character be really dead?
Friend, I need you to read Death in the Family and and then tell me if you still feel that way. Because Jason Todd got the living shit kicked out of him, and they were like, is he dead? And they're like, well, vote.
Yeah.
And then they did, and then Batman dragged out a body from that wreckage.
Well,
so
I'll say this. Maybe that election was as real as our last one.
Yeah.
Or the one before that.
Or the one before that. Have they ever been real?
The next one.
Yeah.
Let's
so
break it down a little bit.
Well, first he becomes a citizen 2 years ago in 2056.
Yeah.
Huge.
Kind of interesting play too of I couldn't have been born into your country because your country didn't exist when I was born.
Yeah, right. Fair enough. I mean, that was the exact play that Washington and, our first 6, 7 presidents,
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
So it all starts in January when the UCAS presidential election is declared invalid. The 2056 one is. The wiki doesn't say why. I don't care.
Assume
I haven't read Super Tuesday.
Assume it was too woke.
Apparently, amazing. Apparently, that was Adams, right? Was that his name?
No, it was
Steele.
November 7th. U.S. President Thomas Steele and Vice President James Booth are overwhelmingly reelected in the dullest election of the 21st century.
Okay, fair.
It was they stole it. They'd rigged the election, and it became a reveal that they'd rigged it. And so
this lady stopped the steal. Good for her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Only got to wait a few more years, MAGA. February 1st, UCAS Kenneth Brackhaven, a Seattle businessman with ties to Humanist Polo Club, announces his candidacy for president. I only bring that up because although he does not succeed in his candidacy, the guy won't fucking go away after this for a long time.
Yeah,
he keeps popping up, as racists tend to do.
He's the Pat Buchanan of the 2050s and 60s.
That's a good reference for our younger listeners that everybody's gonna get. Dunkelson announces his on a historic broadcast of Worm Talk.
which Worm Talk is kind of an interesting thing too. It's basically like a Ricky Lake, talk about young kids not knowing what the hell. It is a talk show in which Dunkelson sits in like the back of this theater that he barely sits in, and has Nadia Devar sit down and get interviewed of him through her, so that people can ask the dragon questions.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying that when Dunkelson sits around the studio, he
really sits around the studio?
Sorry, I should be fired.
Amazing.
July
Bay-Base
10th.
kids.
Franklin Yates, Republican Party. Okay, Republican Party. Josh is obsessed with making sure nobody gets any reference under the age of 40.
It's a good movie. I think I haven't seen it in 30 years.
Is that a movie? I thought it was a show.
No, it was a movie.
Bay-Base
Yeah,
Kids?
Based on Robin Harris's stand-up act.
All right, we don't have time for this.
He died before the movie was finished producing, so they just used audio. And Tone Loc was a voice. It was great.
All right. Now you know. General Franklin Yates is assassinated by a wasp spirit possessing an FBI agent assigned to his security.
Sure, why not?
Thought that was pretty fucking cool, and I think that should happen to more Republican presidential candidates. It's just a note to reality.
Wasp killed by wasp.
I don't know. I don't think it's elaborate enough for me.
August 7th, Dunkelson and Kyle Hefner win the UCAS presidential election. We have a dragon president.
Yay! For like at least a couple of hours.
For a little bit. August 9th, it still counts. It's on the record.
Yep.
August 9th, Dunkelson is sworn into office of the president of the UCAS hours before dying in an explosion of his limousine in Washington FDC UCAS. An astral rift appears soon after on the site. Riots start in all UCAS cities. Boom.
Yeah.
Big explosion. Was this in a book?
Yeah.
This is the Dragonheart trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I read that.
It's also in the Secrets of a Dragon, the beginning of it.
Yeah. I'm not
It's
sure.
got the whole
I'm honestly not sure if I ever read the last book in the Dragonheart trilogy. I think I couldn't fucking find it.
It's possible.
Yeah, who knows?
It might be on audiobook now.
Could be.
August 15th, the reading of Dunkelzon's will by Naja Daviar at the Watergate Hotel in Washington, FDC, UCAS, establishes the Draco Foundation, among many other things. And this is the source book that's possibly sparked a million Shadowruns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I said, not everybody loves it. I think it's a genius idea.
It is an amazing
It's a great idea.
Even if you absolutely hate and will never use 80% of the shit in it, there is the other 20% is totally usable for anything. I mean, it's such a cool idea for a source book, for God's sake.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous, some of the things in it. Like, imagine a great dragon who has existed for centuries and all the wealth he's accumulated being divvied up to whomever he fucking wants.
Yeah.
And it does seem random at times because, who knows how dragons think.
It's random. Like, a bunch of it's just funny punchline bullshit. But
yeah, some of it's silly, some of it's, important for the world. It's interesting.
Yeah. A lot of meta plot is based on things that come out of it, like who has the disc Jack Be Nimble, the coins of luck. Like, all these things become huge, important pieces of Shadowrun as it goes forward.
Yeah, and some of it they don't tell you what these things are. They'll just say something like the coins of luck, or and it's up to the GM to come up with whatever he fucking wants them to be.
Which rules?
Yeah, I agree.
It is such a cool concept for a source book. I mean, even if you absolutely hate the Dunkelson is president and then he gets killed.
Not my president.
Yeah. Even if you absolutely hate that shit, you have to respect the idea, the concept of the fucking book.
Right.
So really quickly, Dean, can you explain what happened? Like, why Dunkelson was killed?
This is all speculation.
Quickly? Yeah, so
It's all open to whatever you want it to be in your game.
The long story short, if you're going actually by the Dragonheart trilogy, is there was a being who is contacting, who we're assuming is a horror from Earth Dawn, contacts a high priest in Aslan and basically says, "Here's this ritual. Build a road to me. You'll have to make it miles and miles long, lay it brick by brick, and every brick has to be a human soul."
Ooh,
so they begin mass sacrificing people to try to build this bridge. To get there.
Azatlan Corporation is the best.
Yeah. So while that was occurring, Dunklazin put in a bunch of contingencies upon his death that a lot of people were going to be like kind of activated if he were ever to die, so that he can maintain the balance between reality and the horrors until the shift happens again, where like we have to go into Cairns anyway.
Right.
And so
wasn't it pretty much recognized at this time that the shift was coming sooner than expected? Like the technology level we had achieved was ushering the next magic wave.
Well,
faster.
and like dude was rigging the clock by building what is essentially like, say that they're traveling away from us. He's building a bridge to them so that if he makes it there, it doesn't matter what time of day it is, they can still get here.
Right.
Yeah.
And magic is growing at an exponential rate compared to other cycles because of technology, because you can
and
teach at
population
fucking
numbers.
Universities. Yeah, exactly. You can teach magic at universities, and you can increase the magic level, which ushers in horrors.
Yeah. So all that gets laid out, and he basically then taps these other people and recreates the first drakes, which are like sort of humans infused with dragon magic. Because then it's also discovered that the magic that the dragons use and the magic that the immortal elves use are two completely different things from what people are using currently.
Okay, I think we've officially gone too deep.
Aren't you glad you asked it? Right?
So, like, now that that's kind of been established, it also explains why all the crazy shit in his will is being given away and why people can't just make things like the coins of luck or whatever. Like, it's a whole world that they don't have access to.
I thought it was as simple as with a dragon dead, that's a big hole in the amount of magic. And that
there's also a literal big hole.
A huge big
Washington D.C.
He sits around the
big
theater.
asshole in there right now.
Yeah.
Am I right, guys?
Yeah, it's a good bit of business. Yeah,
baby's kids, baby. Yeah.
So like they have to section that part of the road off, and as far as I understand it, no one has ever fixed that. It's just
somebody comes out of it eventually. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
I do want to just real quick say that one of the items that Dunkelzahn gave away in his will was a fruit cake that he'd been passing to Alamis.
That's right.
One of those other dragons that they've been exchanging this fruit cake back and forth every Christmas since 2020. So
COVID.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So he's giving it back to him. I just thought that was a funny little. There's some of those in there.
There's a lot of just goofy shit like that in the book, which is great. Would have been probably a fun one to write. So that's the saga of President Dunkelzahn. Long may he reign.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let's continue down the line here a little bit. So from what I'm reading, spirit hives are popping up all over the world, starting to learn that
seemingly based on the entries I'm seeing, especially in Asia for some reason. Like a lot of them seem to be there.
Southeast Asia.
And I'm not sure if that's racist or not.
It seems like it could be.
I'm going to hope it's not, but...
I think the concept is that the countries in Asia had always been practicing like geomancy and feng shui. And then like all of a sudden, all of those things actually had like power turned on.
Yeah.
And so these long dormant things that were just brought about to bring good luck, all of a sudden were these super powered capacitors that had just been supercharged.
Okay. Not as
That's
racist as I would have assumed. Yeah.
I mean, that's my take. I don't know if it's just, Asians are magic, which is the stereotype.
Right.
But that's how I've always played it and why. Because if you look at like the Shawanese Corporation, part of their thing is that they will literally take losses if that loss would give them better feng shui or better like numerological numbers to be put on a report.
Feng shui is something one of the new computer games too. There's a little Shadowrun involving
Dragon
moving
Ball.
stuff around feng shui. Yeah,
Or no, Hong Kong. Shadowrun Hong Kong.
It was probably
That
Hong
makes
Kong.
sense.
It would make
Yeah.
sense. Love that game. Okay, but anyway, it does seem like the spirits were building up to something bad, and Chicago's early eruption basically kind of prepared humanity on how to fight them, particularly Ares. And so these hives start getting wiped out before they're, come fully to fruition. And maybe we were saved from something much worse. Who knows?
Knights Errant. So awesome. What a great people.
The concept, yeah.
What a great people.
In reality, great people. Ares is the best corporation in my. I mean, they're my.
There's some
favorite
very
corporation.
fine people.
Some very fine people on both sides.
Oh God.
Ares has space.
We do have space. I'm just looking here. June 10th, in the Scandinavian Union, 2058. They announced the Wireless Matrix Initiative, building on the cellular network. That only matters because we're about to get third edition.
That is third edition when that happens.
When Shadowrun goes wireless.
Sort of.
Which
there still
technically
was
around.
wireless.
Yeah.
There still was wireless. Because true wireless internet was 4th edition. Or wireless matrix.
Yeah.
3rd edition was still hardwired, but you had the ability to connect with radio, satellite, cellular, whatever.
Right.
December 19th, 2058, the Renraku arcology is sealed automatically by security systems, trapping more than 100,000 people inside. Local, federal, and corporate authorities deploy troops and declare the arcology off limits to non-military personnel. Do we want to get too deep into? I guess we have to. It's pretty big in the system.
Yeah.
Although we're getting out of this out of the lore that's me and Josh and probably Ben's areas of expertise.
Yeah.
So
This is Dean's wheelhouse,
can,
though. He loves it.
I can absolutely talk on the arcology if you want.
I want to know what happened, but I don't want to take too long because we're already running long.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, and it also, like, how much... where are we sitting at with spoilers? I assume...
we don't do spoilers here.
That's not a thing on this podcast.
We have a blanket disclaimer at the front, like we're spoiling whatever we're talking about.
I will give a quick framework of someone who is largely ignorant of it. Okay. So the AI that runs the Renraku arcology in Seattle, called Deus, right, goes crazy and traps everybody inside and starts running insane experiments on them, and it becomes a horror house.
This is a mall that has
it's a mall and an apartment and an office.
It's Gremlins 2.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is exactly Gremlins 2.
Yeah, the arcology is basically like 350 floors of a city. There are parks, there's golf courses, there's movie theaters, there's
sexy
room
gremlins,
for 100,000.
stupid gremlins, smart
sexy
gremlins, vegetable gremlins.
And yeah, I mean, they build the most scientifically advanced computer network called the Scry, which they begin running experiments on, in particular by stealing a entity, a rogue AI that just sort of like appeared, and they attempt to create a loyal version of it, which when you create something and you build in a dead man switch into it, it doesn't love that. It doesn't love the idea that someone could come to it, speak a command word, and instantly it will have to kill itself.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I would like it, but
it then decides.
Apparently, that's how a lot of AI is for real. But just saying.
Yeah. So it then decides that it needs to dismantle as many humans as possible to figure out the most efficient way of killing them.
Amazing.
And it does that through the course of basically churning through the 100,000 people that were left inside. Sans about 100 of them, which it turned into its otaku slaves because it was able to figure out the thing that made the otaku special, then put it into people who were past that age, and then got them heavily addicted to drugs and SimSense to make them loyal, because you will literally die if it turns this signal off in your brain.
I love they keep getting themselves in that trouble where it's like, well, now otaku can be older than kids.
Yes, but they can it's only the otaku for that are Deus branded, or banded as they're called it, and their powers only work in the scry. So like, that's super weird that they did that. But it was the thing that, like, they basically said, okay, this is what makes them able to keep it past the fading, which is what they call it.
Well, they tried to create their insect spirits again, right? Where it's like, it's off limits.
Right.
You can't have a player character that's an otaku, that's an adult. It's got to be this like fucked up cyber zombie type thing.
Which, I mean, I'm all for laying down,
sure,
the stopping grounds. Like that restriction is what will breed creativity to me.
Yep.
But yeah, this is also the end of third edition, is when this plot gets resolved, which it gets resolved and then it immediately gets unresolved, which I also think was a terrible idea, because so again, trying to do this super fast. There is 3 Shadowruns that are released. You play through them. Eventually, you discover that they had created the kill switch inside of Deus, where you have to get this thing called the mousetrap. You can bring the mousetrap, and then Anzo Izaki has to be brought there to say the command word that will kill Deus.
That's Inazo Aniki.
Sorry, Anazo Aniki.
Yeah.
So
perfectly pronounced.
Yeah, it's fucking
as we've established.
Yeah. As the comments will
perfect
determine.
Japanese.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he has to physically be there to say these things, and he is basically, Deus sees him as a father, but he is programmed in a seppuku kill switch. But in true corporate American fashion, they were like, but we spent like untold amounts of money on this, so let's just back him up in case. So
that's realistic.
They bring the mousetrap, which is this humongous fucking deck. It has like 30,000 megapulses of data. And its sole job is to pull Deus out of the scry. Mostly everyone's afraid because there's multiple nuclear power stations inside of the arcology to make it completely self-sufficient. So they're like, he could melt this down and kill everyone.
As you do.
Right.
And also,
in the Pacific Northwest, yeah.
Deus has fissionable technology, and we don't know what he's been doing with it because no one can get inside.
But he's locked inside the arcology, correct? He's not.
He is locked inside the arcology, and what he's attempting to do is to get out through, like, basically tunneling to connect himself to the Seattle grid. If he can get to the Seattle grid, he's home free, and he will, like, rule the world. So the government is doing everything they possibly can to keep this thing locked down.
Right.
And so the way that the meta plot ends is you bring Anzo there, who's like gone completely insane off the plot. He's like he's in some place in Japan being guarded by magic monks. You bring him back to the arcology to finish what he started, to basically be there at the death of his child, realizing that everything he worked for is going to be turned to dust, and it has to happen or all of humanity will end.
So just for a quick real world comparison, Inazo is Elon and Grok. Is Deus.
Yeah, I mean, basically. And so he has to
look what they've
kill
done to
his
my
child. He does so unwillingly, and basically the strain kills him. And then these other
Deus
two people
explains how people singing "Kill the Boar" is.
White genocide in South Africa.
Yeah. So he gets, or these two other people who are not going to get into, escape in a helicopter with a copy of Deus until they look inside of it and realize that it's empty, that they never actually backed him up. And so they were like, okay, he was in here. How did he get out?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. The problem with this, of course, is that they have built it up that if Deus gets out, it's
over.
He will literally take over the entire Matrix instantly and kill everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't.
Right, he doesn't, and I'm not 100% sure why, and I think they just said, like, oh, the Matrix crashed.
Yeah, they crashed it, right?
Yeah, the way that he gets out is that he splits himself into thousands of pieces and puts a little piece of himself inside of all of the otaku that he had been basically enslaving. So when everyone goes to rescue them, they all are brought outside. They connect back to the Matrix and begin to build a new god
Wonka
inside
vision.
of Seattle RTG.
Wow.
Nice.
Which is cool, except again, they said if he ever gets out, it is instant game over.
Right. That's very interesting.
But, AIs work in mysterious ways. Can't know how
and
their
then
minds
this
work.
is tied into Dodger and a dude named Ronan, and they're pivotal characters. And Dodger is in love with Megara, who is what is left
AI.
of the original AI, which I'm gonna I think Mirage. And Mirage is what was, and it's so fucked up because I actually used the term raped to create Deus.
Yikes.
Yeah. So it's not ideal.
About
AI don't need to have sex to reproduce. That's something they should have been told.
Not the words that I would have chosen, but that is why they have like sort of put Deus as this, monster child that's born of hatred and violence.
Right.
Sure,
and Megara,
because that's your fate,
had basically her like code ripped out of her, and so the bits that still left that still function is what travels with Dodger, and she's sort of this like oracle, but also completely insane.
But see,
all right, so that stuff all happens.
But this is the problem, right?
There's also a comment. Let's move on.
Well, that's what I wanted to point out, because while that's happening, Halley's Comet is passing overhead, and Magic's going nuts too. There's these new metahumans popping up everywhere, and that's Surge.
Yeah,
and I allows them to sell so many source books.
Well, they closed down. Did they close down Lake Washington at some point for some crazy thing?
Probably.
I don't remember. There's like some...
Oh, like Crater Lake? Is that...
Yeah, Crater Lake. Sorry,
okay.
Crater Lake. Yeah. Where they it was another like hush hush. No one knows why. No one can be allowed up there kind of thing. Like a lot of this shit was going on around that time, I feel like.
Well, another thing that happens is a bunch of weird shit with Dunkelzon's Rift that happens as the comet's passing, like spirits and ghost dragons start coming out of it.
Ooh.
I wrote in the notes, spirits and ghost dragons and shit. I don't know how much of this to get into.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
So an exciting new great dragon comes out of the rift where Dunkelzon died. It's
exciting new.
Its name is Ghostwalker, and it is certainly not just Dunkelzon in a mustache.
It's evil. It's evil Dunkelzon. Let's be honest.
Evil twin. Oh boy.
I mean, Ghostwalker comes out fucking swinging. So
yeah, and doesn't he eventually take over Denver?
Yeah,
he does, in fact. Which is always good when he basically shows up and he's like, "So you guys are in my kingdom?" They're like, but we live here, and he's like, "I don't care. Fucking get out."
Yeah. Okay, so third edition ends in 2064 with the 2.0 Matrix crash, which becomes Shadowrun's answer to when we need a new edition. Let's crash the Matrix.
Yeah. Oh, holy shit! We need to pretend like at this point everybody has cell phones and we can see smartphones coming. We should pretend that we can do smartphones in our game.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, just like how in the real world we went from landlines to cell phones, we had an entire internet crash
Oh yeah,
Right?
I remember it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
that killed
yesterday.
millions.
and then when we had smartphones, the internet crashed again because that technology couldn't possibly evolve just naturally
Yeah.
as business would. You have to completely burn the infrastructure to allow new technology to exist.
That's just science, man.
Yeah.
That's just science. Yeah.
So full disclosure, we're now getting into 4th, 5th, and 6th edition, which I don't know that much about. And honestly, there's a lot of crap, but there just wasn't as much as 2nd and 3rd edition.
I have no idea.
That was made. I don't.
I have no idea what actual numbers are, but I feel certain based on. I feel pretty certain based on my understanding that Shadowrun absolutely fucking peaked with in terms of sales numbers at end of 2nd edition, beginning of 3rd edition, and proportionately. Shadowrun is much smaller now and has been since 4th edition.
It's really interesting because
I think 5th edition is bigger than you
think.
Than you realize.
I mean, I think it's hard. I think numbers would be the thing to follow here. I don't know them.
And the thing is, I don't even know how you would accurately tabulate those numbers, like percentage of RPG market or...
Right.
You need,
first of all, you'd need a competent company that can keep records of these things,
which
we don't have anymore for this game. But I know for a long time when I was trying to get into Shadowrun, 5th edition had just come out, and I mean it felt huge.
Yeah,
it felt like
5th edition has a large fan base still.
Yeah, and then 4th too to a degree. I mean, I feel like 3rd, 4th, and 5th feel like they have the biggest amount of fans. Because you have the strongest, maybe they just have the biggest voices online.
If I was asked to place a wager, I would probably bet on 3rd. But I don't have anything other than gut feeling to go on that. I might even say 5th. I don't know. If you look online, man, everybody's playing 5th. They skip 6th. Just play 5th. If you want to play Shadowrun now, you're playing 5th, basically.
I think a big part of that is the online tools and stuff. That there was Chummer, there was a character creator online. So there's certain things that can be streamlined that I don't think really streamlines the game, but it allows you to get into it faster.
Yeah. So
I think that helped a lot. And then also just at the time when 5th edition came out, there's YouTube. There's ways to watch tutorials online. There's online support for a lot of stuff. So I think that's what helped.
The video games were out.
The video games,
but
funny enough, they took place in the 2050s.
They sure did.
Because I mean, come on.
But as we've mentioned, you can't buy books for the 2050s.
Yeah.
Well, you can for the 1st edition and 3rd. I guess that's 2060, but the 1st edition you can, but not 2nd.
There's a 2050s book though. They released
for 4th edition.
Yeah,
weird,
and it's expensive.
And Anarchy too.
Anarchy. Yeah. We're not going to talk about Anarchy.
I'm not. Yeah.
Let's run through these last 3 editions kind of quickly. I'm sorry if I gloss over them, everybody. We've already gone far too long. So we are going to hop back in here with the introduction of 4th edition Shadowrun, which after the crash 2.0, I don't think we need to get too deep into the details. There was another strike team that went in. There was an AI or something. I don't know who.
Yeah, Deus returned, I think.
Echo, Mirage.
Somehow Deus returned.
Deus returned, yeah.
And boom, we've got a wireless internet because it was 2012 or whatever, and we realized that was happening. Was it 4th edition 2012? Something like that.
Around there.
I feel like it's earlier than that, but I could be totally wrong.
Probably, I think it was
we did play some 4th edition.
We did.
And I did like the wireless aspect of the Matrix in some regards. But in others... 2005?
Yeah, every edition from 3rd on is about every 5, 6, 7 years. So, there's that.
Okay. My brain doesn't work anymore.
Me neither. Who cares?
At any rate, there was the introduction of AR versus VR.
Oh, God, I do remember that.
I did.
Yeah.
I kind of liked I liked the AR aspect of it. I thought it was more realistic, but I don't know. But as Ben alluded to earlier, they basically made everyone have to be some kind of a hacker. Like,
yeah, to keep it a viable thing that it's not fun to play as a hacker. So let everyone have an aspect of it, right? Like you can be whatever you want to be, and on the side you could hack.
Yeah,
it basically lowered it down to 3 classes: hacker, where you're either specializing in like decking or rigging or whatever; magic user, where you're specializing in shamanic or physical adept, and then
shooty guy,
just your shoot guy, strong man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like there was some attempt to say like, okay, we need to make sure that everyone's connected to the Matrix. We said that throughout the entire time that everyone uses the Matrix just like they use the internet. Now it's going to be heavy-handedly forced upon you.
Yeah.
That, like, if you want to make a cell phone call, then also you are now vulnerable to cyber attack.
Right. Your guns can be bricked.
You can hack cyberware, yeah.
Yep, cyberware can be bricked.
Which, boy, I have a lot to say about that, because if there was going to be a group of people that wouldn't want to be broadcasting or allowing things to be opened, it would be a group of Shadowrunners going on a top secret mission that are not having their fucking shoes talk to their gun so that it can aim better or whatever. It's ridiculous.
I've seen how like activists, how invested they are in security. A Shadowrunner would be that to the 10th power.
Yeah, I haven't taken my fucking phone to a protest in over a decade now. I mean, and
would you take it to break into a mega corporation and steal secret plans?
I'm not saying I wouldn't. What if I need to get DoorDash while I'm there?
It's true. You get hungry. Runs make you hungry. One thing they did nail was when they talk about AR and how everything's just inundated with ads, and ain't that the fucking truth?
Yeah, they got that right.
Cyberpunk dystopia of 2025.
And if I recall correctly, too, that was their attempt to add background count as a system for hackers. So that they're going to be like, when you go to this part of town, it's so filled with ads, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
Ad blockers, baby. uBlock Origin. Anyway, that's the main reason that 4 changed things. As far as lore, I've made a note of this. In 2069, Saderkrupp reveals the first large buildings produced solely by nanotechnology, just as a little shout out to
Virtual Light, baby.
Virtual Light.
I was in Virtual Light territory last weekend. It was a nice time.
That's right.
San Fran?
Yep. Yeah, I went out for
that book's awesome.
For my cousin's wedding, and went to Treasure Island where all the fucking cannibals are. And
nice.
Yes.
Did you go to a Golden Dragon? Is that what it is? Golden Dragon?
Golden Shower?
No, Lucky Dragon.
Lucky Dragon.
No,
yeah.
These things
I did not go to a Lucky Dragon.
Did you get a golden shower? I mean,
golden gate shower?
Table.
I'm not saying I didn't.
Okay, good. Leave a mystery, Josh. How to build.
It was a wedding. People are having a good time. I square danced for the first time since, I don't know, middle school.
Oh, wow.
Congrats. Yeah. How'd you do?
Was it the electric slide or what are we
No,
talking
like
here?
square dancing. Like fucking
is it like
swing your partner
like
around
riding a
and
bike?
around bullshit. No, it was not. When I was doing the square dancing, my female cousin was my partner, and we were both like, what the fuck is going on?
Hey, that's square dancing, baby. Come on.
It really is.
It's an ideal partner for square dancing.
Yeah, there's nothing sexual about square dancing.
I had not made that connection, but yeah, you're absolutely right.
All right. So April 11th, 2070, the Great Dragon Hronabui signs a contract with Evo's Metamatrix branch to produce a daily music review blog called Soothing the Savage Beast. And baby, we are in the early 20-aughts.
We've invented
blogs.
Fucking Pitchfork.
Mm-hmm.
And Evo is a thing now because that was a mega corporation that didn't actually exist yet.
Yeah, we haven't gotten into the corporation drama. There's a lot
so
of it.
Much.
and
Dude.
it's frankly pretty uninteresting.
This is the problem
honestly.
with. Okay, I don't want to get into that. Okay.
Well, no.
Let's keep talking about how sweet all of Shadowrun is. But no, this is the problem. Is that they became more interested in the mercs versus corporation, like not even versus, but like mercs on behalf of corporation. There just became this infatuation with like corps are the most interesting thing in this game, and it lost some of the spark of anarchy that the originals had.
Yeah, that's well, because you guys were kind of briefly talking about it during the break, which I'm sure I deleted.
Yeah, sure.
But early Shadowrun was cyberpunk. It was a lot of types of punk. It was magic punk, whatever, elf punk. Later Shadowrun is much more polished. It feels more corporate to me. This is all my personal feelings. So if you're like a young kid who came into Shadowrun in 5th edition and you feel it's punk, then have that feeling. I'm just talking about from my own personal experience. It's clear that some of the punk faded off of it to me, and maybe I just got old. Who fucking knows? I don't know.
A little bit. I think they can both be true. Faded like a jean jacket.
Yeah.
Wait, is that good or bad?
I don't know.
Impossible to say.
The kids are like, it's bad, okay? We're like, it's sweet.
Also, 2069, on March 8, a couple of major earthquakes hit Southern California, and it becomes Escape from LA time. LA is separated from the mainland. I assume they turn it into a fucking prison. There are giant sharks, Snake Plissken, fucking...
Yeah,
fucking surfing,
beautiful blue eye,
surfing. Yeah.
Bruce
CGI
Bruce Campbell complimenting somebody's single eye.
Yeah, this is
Surgeon
where,
General, right?
I mean, if it hasn't become
Surgeon
apparent, this is kind of where it gets a little difficult with Shadowrun because the lore builds in real time. And it's such insane shit up to this point. Like, how do you keep it going without completely fucking with everything?
Yeah.
So
they run out of, I hesitate to say the easy stuff, but they run out of the obvious stuff.
Right.
And they have to keep getting more and more elaborate. And then everything else has to become more and more elaborate.
Right. It reminds me, this is kind of a deep cut that is not really relevant, but there's the Ninja Turtle comics. Mm-hmm. And I remember in the late 90s or mid 90s when I picked up a turtle comic, and I remember seeing Michelangelo, and he's missing an arm. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like a kid.
Yeah. All right. Sure.
And I was like, what the fuck? And
apparently I missed that mark.
It kind of fucked with me for obvious reasons. And then one day I was at a convention at Gen Con, or not Gen Con, Comic Con, mm-hmm. and I listened to these artists, the Turtles artists at this panel, and they talked about how they one of them was like, I didn't like that era where they just mutilated the turtles and that was plot. It was just and it feels similar to this, where it's you run out of ideas, so you just start butchering to shock.
Yeah.
To be oh, fuck, you liked Captain Chaos? Well, he's dead.
Yeah.
And then you're oh, fuck. It's to get people to care. But,
dude, I have a 1-to-1 comparison on that as well. And that is my baby I've spoken of many times, World of Warcraft. At the end of, at the beginning, I can't remember which fucking expansion it was. There was an expansion where they killed off some main characters, basically in the opening cinematic. One of which being my favorite World of Warcraft character, the leader of the Darkspear Trolls, Vol'jin. And a lot of the deaths felt so unearned. It actually turned me off of the game. And I think I played that expansion a little bit and then never went back to it. It just kind of...
Yeah.
It faded on me.
It's a cop-out. It's a cop-out. It's not real writing. It's just
these little side characters, like a Captain Chaos, like a Vol'jin, like a Tyrion Fordring, which might not be the main guys in the lore, in the story you're telling, but people love them. They come to love these secondary characters for whatever reason. Even a Surgeon General,
the Surgeon General of Beverly Hills. Yes,
yes, we love these guys, and if they die, in an earned way.
Yeah, make
fine.
it count.
Another one that I will hate till the end of my fucking days is Littlefinger in Game of Thrones. The way they fucking killed him off in the TV show. I'll never get over it. It was unearned. He never, all the things he was building never got any payoff.
That's how I felt about Han Solo in the new Star Wars. I know that's going to catch some heat, but like, it just felt fucking pointless.
Yeah.
There's no point. There was no point to it. It just was like, yep, he's dead. And then everyone just kind of stood there like, oh my God. Like no one, like there was no heartfelt reaction even. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just, it seems
it
like
does seem like a writer's out of ideas thing. In fact, I wrote
straws,
that in 2071 on the timeline. I just wrote mainly just a bunch of stuff related to the drug tempo, which indicates to me that the writers are running out of ideas.
yeah.
There's a lot of shit involving this tempo drug. They're like leaning heavily on drug abuse, which
that drug was a direct like lift from another game called Orpheus.
Was it?
Very much based off of it's based off of Pigment from Orpheus.
So they didn't even do as much work as you thought, Eric.
Yeah.
God, one thing I hate like a drug.
Yeah,
I don't know. You see it happening today. Fentanyl is like it's like a demon lurking in the shadows, ready to kill cops with just a whisper. And
right, I know.
Really, it's symbolic of a different problem. Anyway, I don't know. We don't get it.
And when it was when it was, you know, when you could codify it with like 2XS, right? When you could make it cyberpunk, that's you can still talk about the drug problem. You can still talk about, you know, addiction, but in this like different way to just make it drugs again.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just undermines the whole thing you did.
Well, they are magic drugs.
Oh, here we go. Thank you. Metachlorian drugs.
Yeah.
All right, we're turning into grumpy old men complaining about the later editions of Shadowrun.
We are.
Because, like I said, there are people that love these editions, and I don't want to feel like we're gatekeeping them or making them or motherfucking their favorite parts of the game. But we're old men.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah. And their mothers are hot.
God,
okay?
this is when I find out I'm an old man is on this podcast, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, man. I got to break it to you.
God damn.
Another thing that happened in 2070 was the addition of technomancers to the game, and
Yep.
Controversial. I never cared for them. I thought Deckers did the job fine. I think they're much cooler as NPCs, but you know, you got to add a player to your new game.
And also they decided like, oh, remember that thing where if you get old, you lose the ability to connect to the like true source and the deep resonance?
Yeah.
Well, we decided that didn't matter anymore because in the new Matrix, you could always connect to the deep resonance because
characters
stop asking questions.
Blame Deus or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it because think about it.
So his name's literally Deus. Sorry.
Yeah.
It
just connected to me.
With all the fucked up shit going on in Shadowrun, it is problematic to have a archetype where you have to be a child. You know, it's
which
you know
I get
too.
Like
I get too.
That's and it it can lead to some very problematic things.
So this is their way out of it, but it's like
yeah,
I don't know. It just feels like a lot of like we're like trying to tear out of the bag that they've built around themselves, but. Also, keep in mind, trying to be a new fucking player right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
With all the shit you're talking about, all this shit now has happened. All of it. If you want to be up to date on what has happened.
You better listen.
Yeah, on what has happened in Shadowrun.
6 hours of our podcast.
Right.
I mean, we did play some 4th edition, and we did get one of our friends who was new to RPGs entirely to make a character and play with us. I don't think he ever cared for it, honestly. And this is the same guy. We did the same thing with World of Warcraft, and he got heavily into WoW with us for a while. But he could not get into Shadow. Well, he couldn't get into TTRPGs, but I think that's because Shadowrun was the first one we tried to introduce him to, specifically 4th edition Shadowrun.
You slapped him in the face with a cold fish on your first go.
You know they made a 3rd edition World of Warcraft game?
A 3rd edition World of Warcraft game?
Yeah, D&D 3rd edition.
Wow. They did a lot of
that-
shit like that.
That's
though.
4th edition. D&D 4th edition is basically World of Warcraft.
I mean, yeah, but also like for real, they made a full thing. You can.
They did Diablo
really?
too. They
Yeah.
did Diablo.
Yeah.
Diablo 2.
Well, I think
Yep.
Blizzard put out their own book as well, but we don't have to talk about that. Josh gets annoyed when I talk about WoW.
What?
Yeah, he falls asleep.
Fucking nerds.
Um,
Let's get back to
Starting a
RP.
WoW
Let's get
pod.
back to TTRPG.
Come on, Alpha
You
Dogs.
fucking
Alpha Dogs.
Losers. Alpha Dogs.
We're like fucking DMX
All right,
up
20
in this piece.
2074, I made a note that there's basically a Great Dragon Civil War. I just copied this because I thought it sounded cool. Lawfare attacks Alame's GEMITO compound with overwhelming force that consists of over 1,000 metahuman mercenaries and Shadowrunners, armored fighting vehicles, air support, 20 adult dragons. The Great Dragons Lung and Arleesh, metahuman Shadowrunners, score the killing blow on Alame's at approximately blah, blah, blah. I just thought that was cool sounding. I'm sure it's a book or an adventure or something.
Sure.
Good God.
Speaking of books and adventures or something, but going through the timeline on the wiki, I, like, by this point, I was totally fucking skimming. And, like, just my eyes were glazing over just because we were so far past shit I knew. But in a couple of the years, like, I think it's 2071, apparently a bunch of shit in 2071 takes place in... is based in, I assume, an adventure or source book called Ghost Cartels.
I remember that.
Which
That's
is
Ghost Cartels is the one that invented.
which
tempo.
is a fucking cool name for something.
Yeah.
And at the same time, okay, so this was 2071, which means in our timeline it was 2011, 2012, something like that it came out, right? I think that math works. So basically directly piggybacking off of the success of Sicario.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think it was earlier
Was
than
it?
that.
Okay.
Because if 4th came out in 2005 when wireless was introduced, it would probably be like 26 or 7.
Okay.
I was trying to see when this actually got published.
Anyway,
I feel like I've
it's
also appreciated the Ghost Cartel
Cartel
name,
rules.
and I totally ripped that subconsciously and used it in my podcast.
That's fine.
That was a good name.
It's just
It's a
like,
great name.
those two words sound fucking cool together.
So
What do you want? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I made a note. My notes got sparse at this point. too.
Yeah, that's like I said.
So in 2075, Shadowrun 5th edition begins, and as I've mentioned, there are a lot of 5th edition fans, and I don't want to make any of them feel bad. I did not write down much about 5th edition. The main thing I did write down was that on March 10th, Ghostwalker, the aforementioned Dunkel's in a mustache, declares his deadline for all foreign governments leaving the FRFZ is reached, the being Denver, basically. And he like walls Denver off from the rest of the world, which is pretty cool. I mean, that's some pretty good hooks right there.
If they hadn't already walled off a city.
True, but this isn't walled off by a government. This is walled off by a dragon
By the
tyrant.
government of a city-state.
I guess if you call a dragon the government.
I do.
Okay. Fair enough.
Let's move on.
Correct.
So I think
Correct.
The like basic meta plot of 5th edition, and this would be fun because I've only researched this a tiny bit forever ago, is the emergence of AIs being able to take over. Because at this point there is capital AI and lowercase AI.
Yeah.
And so there are
Semi-autonomous nobots, which is just a
SKs.
phrase I love saying.
Yeah.
Well, but these are above SKs.
Yeah.
Because SKs are not actually conscious. But these are not like the world-ending Deus, Megara, Mirage. These are like your accounting program that ran too hard and suddenly has feelings. So And so
feelings for me?
PCs were able to actually play Matrix programs, and Matrix programs began to develop a ability to take over human hosts because we needed a second version of insects. I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's like CFD or something like that.
And it has fucking nanobots in it.
Yeah, they go into your brain and begin to rewire it so that the AI will take over that body.
I don't remember. I must have read that 2 weeks ago when we were doing before we did the first episode.
Yeah, I wish I'd...
The energy?
I mean,
Monads!
I just don't have much written for 5th or 6th. I know in 6th, the infamous Damien Knight is finally... Well, he's reported dead, which I'm assuming means he's died in a battle on September 11th. So no more Damien Knight of Knight Errant fame.
There's
Seattle,
no way he's not coming back as a e-ghost.
Definitely.
As they call them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Seattle declares independence. It becomes a free city. So does St. Louis for some reason. I don't know. Not a free city I'd want to live in.
But it's got the fucking hook.
It does have the hook. And that's
Shadowrun.
I'm kind of fizzling out here, but there's actually not a lot of lore on 6th edition. I mean, it's a couple years old, and there are books that I haven't read, and I'm sure there's a lot of stuff I'm leaving out. And feel free to just dedicate all that hate to the Pink Fohawk Discord.
Yes, please come in.
Oh, it's apparently Lone Star has replaced Knight Errant as the main security force in Seattle. So that's exciting.
Yeah, I skipped over that. Lone Star started off in Seattle and then got kicked out. Knight Errant picked up, and then Lone Star came back.
Yeah.
They've been duking it out, throughout the whole timeline. I've
always been a Knight Errant fan over Lone Star personally, but
the name is cooler, and they aren't polluted by Texas. So,
out of curiosity, if you were to run them, do you run them differently? Because I have Lone Star as like sort of the beat cop, but like on steroids. And if Knight Errant shows up, it's like military strikes.
Yeah.
That's smart. No, I don't think I've ever played with Knight Errant. I've always played as Lone Star. And let's be honest, they were mainly just showing up and immediately getting shot.
Mostly, yeah.
There wasn't a lot of personality to them. They were not there to survive.
They were getting grenades
thrown into their front
lobby or into their torsos using what's the fucking phys-ad ability?
Oh yeah, like like the projectile thrown weapon.
Yeah, it was
ability.
It's a good bit. Yeah, you can do it with grenades. It's fun. Good times.
In the novels, they paint Lone Star as like being almost how the LAPD's reputation is. Like it's just almost horribly inhumane. Brutal. But I like the way Dean ran them because he had us play as some Lone Star characters, and it just felt like Hawaii 5-0.
Yeah, I mean my intention for what I wrote for that was to get the like beat cop scenario and the absurdity of like, all right, so you're a beat cop, you pull somebody over. What do you do if that dude is possessed by a dark spirit from an object that he pulled out of some random like storage facility that's horribly cursed?
Obviously, you whip into a Weaver stance, super wide to make yourself the largest target available, as they did in the 70s. The Weaver stance is my favorite thing to see in movies from back then. It's like, get real wide, make yourself a huge target, and then shoot that huge fucking revolver at them.
Yeah. The answer that I've seen, at least I've run that like 6 or 7 times now, is pepper spray is what brings down the beast.
That is effective.
Yeah, you play it fully TJ Hooker, just like feet planted twice as wide as your shoulders are, sliding across car hoods.
That's the way to do it.
TJ Hooker, there's another reference for your under 40s.
TJ Hooker.
Yeah, you're killing it tonight. A new demo is on its way. I think can anybody think of a piece of Shadowrun lore that we have skipped past? I know we skipped past the corporate drama. There's a lot of it. They come and they go.
And books of it.
But it's really like a so and so begat so and so begat so and so part of the Bible.
Okay,
Like,
I think the most important thing that we haven't really covered is a line-by-line analysis of Hatchet Man in Shadowtech. Or no, cyber technology.
Cyber technology, yeah.
Hatchet Man
great book.
named after a BattleTech mech. That's interesting.
Oh boy,
That is interesting. Yeah. I didn't know that either. Cyber technology is probably my favorite. Well, I wouldn't say it's my favorite. It's one of my favorite splat books because, there's like a whole drama going on within the comments section.
The Shadow Talk.
The Shadow Talk.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love the Shadow Talk. Okay, so favorite source books.
I personally have to go with the classic FOF, Fields of Fire.
Wow, you were that guy.
No, it's a great book. It was the most used book at our
Shadow
table.
Talk in fucking Fields of Fire, and we abbreviated it. Hand me FOF. Was a that's the gift that keeps on giving.
I would have eaten that as much as I hate on it, and all of the crunch creep of late 2E. I would have eaten that shit up.
Well,
like fucking FOF.
Yeah.
I would have eaten it hard.
Yeah, and like half the book is honestly completely superfluous because it's effectively just recreating a weapon from the Street Samurai's catalog, except in the illustration it looks different. It's just some bullshit flavor nonsense that still does the same 5D or whatever.
Right.
But the fucking Shadow Talk in that book is fire.
Yeah. That was the most used book for my experience. But if Josh is going to take that one, I will go ahead and take cyber technology because it's probably down to those two.
Yeah.
That the ones I read the most, just not playing, just for fun. That or Bug City. Bug City's great too.
That's one I need to sit down with a little bit more and get deeper into.
I love Seattle Source Book. Is probably my top favorite.
It's belongs there. It's good.
And I'm going to cheat. I have a copy.
Are you talking about like the red gold?
Yeah,
one?
the original one.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Looks nothing like any other Shadowrun book, which is probably why I got taken.
That one's incredible. And talk about like insane story hooks. The whole thing is just ideas for runs because you're just kind of like, that's fucking cool. That's a cool area. And it just has little tidbits of information that are fucking, you could make a whole campaign off of, which is great. And then I also love Shadow Beat, which I will say just like all the
taking money.
Sorry, dude.
I'm gonna be honest. I hated Shadow Beat back in the day. I might appreciate it more now, but I thought it was so.
I think it also depends on who you are, because I actually realize now I need to like preface that. I used to just recommend it to anybody, but now I'm realizing if you're a GM of Shadowrun, Shadow Beat's important because then you know how to like flavor your world a little better, which is for a player not necessarily so sexy.
And Shadow Beat is just it's a very different format from a lot of the other books, and it kind of like the Seattle Source Book. It always sort of stood out on the shelf, and it never stood out on the shelf as I'm just going to pick this up and go through it and flip through and see neat shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we liked the crunch back then.
You're not going to get much out of it as a player. Yeah. Exactly. Unless you wanted to be a reporter.
Yeah. Or rocker.
Urban brawler. Yeah.
That's true. You could be an urban brawler.
What's yours, Dean? I'm curious.
I got two that I'll throw out. Because again, the third edition guy, Sprawl Survival Guide is the updated version of Shadow Beat. Very good, super full of flavor, really gives you the understanding of what it's like to live in the 2060s. And the book that you could use no matter what edition you are running is Mr. Johnson's.
Oh,
yes.
that's a good one. That is a good one.
That's a real good one.
Yeah.
That has streamlined matrix rules, and that's awesome.
Yeah, full of NPCs, which is sort of their like ode to Contacts from second edition. And I mean, just like anything that you need quickly is going to be in that book somewhere, and you should bookmark the hell out of it.
That's a great one. I also love Sprawl Sites. That was one of my favorites from 1E. It gave you maps.
Oh, yeah.
It gave you like, maps.
Yeah, I actually wrote a whole thing on that because you could strip those maps out and use them digitally now. Digital tabletop, super.
It was just cool because you could be like, okay, my characters are going to a bank. You flip to, what is it, a large bank? Is it a medium bank? Is it a small bank? You have a map for each one. You have a write-up of what kind of opposition would be there, statted for the contacts in the book. So, it all ties together. And then in the back half of the book is all just random scenarios, random events that you roll to see, like, okay, I'm going to roll on this table. And it's going to say, a metahuman event. And then breaks it down by metahuman, then breaks it down by different events. So it's kind of like you almost have like the Shadowrun Genesis feel of like you're just walking on the street and some dude runs up to you and there's some weird event you have to deal with. You could put those in your game based off of this table, which is sweet.
Which will help you get, if you have like a lull and you're like, I just need something.
I ran a whole episode of our podcast off of it because they were like, everyone was like, we're good tonight. And I'm like, fuck. So I just brought Sprawl Sites and that's what we did. And it works. I mean, that's what it's for, is you just keep rolling.
Josh, what was the one that we burned? I think it was Awakenings, which was the magic
I was
book.
going to, once they were finished, I was going to specifically bring up our version of Awakenings.
Yeah. So, like, I don't remember, there was a leak or something in my house, and my copy of Awakenings got wet. And it's one of my top books too. I use it a lot because I like. It was
a very useful source book.
And I was upset that it was water damaged, and so I put it in the oven on like the lowest heat because I read somewhere that's how you dry a book out.
How did that go?
And I think it would have worked.
Yeah.
But I shut the oven off when I was done and walked away and didn't take the fucking book out. And so when my roommate came in took a fucking Hot Pocket or something, he apparently just threw it on to preheat at 400 degrees, and we're all like, what's that smell?
We're literally
Awakening.
Something's burning.
I think we were literally playing Shadowrun 2 rooms away, and we're like, something fucking burning? No, it's not the cigarettes.
Not the cloves that we have.
Yeah, it doesn't smell like cloves. It smells like gross glue. Anyway, so I went in and it was all burnt, but it was still legible.
Sick.
So
it was perfectly charred, like around all the edges, like you would do to a D&D character sheet when you're 10.
Yeah,
and
it looked very magic booky.
Oh God, I don't know.
I was gonna
it eventually did fall apart, which is why I don't still have it. But I did 3-hole punch it and put it in a binder.
I brought,
and it got a little use. But the more you turned it, like the pages look crispy.
I love that you guys still used it.
I brought a 3-hole punch over from home and stuck it and Eric stuck it in a binder.
Everybody, like when Awakenings needed to be referred to, we'd be like, all right, put on the gloves, set it gently in the middle of the table, and delicately try to find what we're looking for.
That's amazing. I feel like it was like Josh's archaeologist roots happening.
See, you got to get on the Indiana Jones, man. It's full circle.
Be careful. It's quite fragile.
It belongs in a museum.
It was like, it really... It's one of those things that like really has stuck in my mind from Shadowrun. Like,
fuck yeah.
We stuck it in there on like warm or something for 20 minutes just to kind of.
It probably
worked great until fucking Dawn came in and decided to heat up a fucking DiGiorno and didn't think to, I don't know, check the oven.
I love it. There's the Nintendo Museum in New York has a Game Boy where a bomb went off in like Desert Storm and blew up this tent.
Yeah.
And the
yeah.
Game Boy's like melted, but it still works.
Mhm.
And it's
Yep,
in the
still
museum,
works.
still running.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I feel like if there's a FASA museum, your book belongs in it.
Yeah.
It does.
Just charred.
Unfortunately, it did eventually fall apart.
Yeah,
that's too bad.
after a certain point, I had a bunch of those. God knows if this is going to connect to anyone of any age, but the little circle stickers that you would put around the holes
yeah.
and 3-ring bind. Like I went through and put a bunch of
whole
yeah,
strengtheners.
Yeah.
went and stuck
You mean
those
those
on all the
foolproof
pages.
reinforcements?
Yeah, that worked perfectly,
Yeah.
and certainly didn't come off every time you attempted to flip through it.
Not even God can break this hole again.
Yeah.
Oh, it also did stink
Oh,
for its
yeah.
entire life. Like
Yeah,
it smelled like
smelled
ass.
like burning paper and glue. Yeah.
Incredible.
Oh my God, the desperation to keep using that book.
I mean, to get a new one requires a trip to Topeka from
At
fucking Emporia,
minimum.
and it requires for Gatekeeper, the one gaming shop in a 500-mile radius, to actually have the book in
True,
stock, which
true.
it probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
That's very
So
true.
it was hard to get books back then. You had to work with what you had.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
This is
Anyway,
a good time, guys.
Do you guys think we've covered it? Like this is
We
probably
covered the
going to be split
timeline
into
for
two
sure.
parts.
I think
mean,
so, man. I think
It's too tight
what I
90s.
would I think that what we should try to cover as much as possible in the last few minutes is just how it feels to play Shadowrun, because I feel like the lore is obviously important, but it's not the game. You know, like
True.
you said, I don't know half the lore. I don't know half the shit the book tells me to know. I don't even know it because I'm just like, I don't focus on that. I don't care what corporation bought who and fucked over other corporation. It's like, I don't know.
I do think that Shadowrun is kind of famous for its lore. I mean, I think the lore is one of the selling points of the system, is what I'm trying to say.
I agree.
Whereas a lot of systems don't have that. I mean, maybe like a Forgotten Realms or
but
something like
Forgotten
that.
Realms, was entirely after the fact. Like, Forgotten Realms is kind of the most basic fantasy scenario you can come up with, with a specific map. And
but it is a fully fleshed out world with a lot of heroes.
After
stories.
like 10 years of them throwing shit at it, Shadowrun kind of did it all from scratch.
Right.
When the first Forgotten Realms box came out, it was a box with some maps, and they were like, yeah, this is basically some fantasy shit. I don't know, there's these caves under the world, and there are like
Elminster dude.
There are
Got a
these
huge
dark
dick.
elves. He's definitely not Fizban or Zifnab.
Definitely not.
And, that was it. And then it took, over the course of 10 years, it became the most fleshed out and honestly kind of the most irritating thing in the world. But
should we do Forgotten Realms next?
Hey, I could go back to Half Price Books and get us a couple of copies of the Tao of Drizzt, and we could read through them on the podcast, and I'm sure everyone would love it. I almost
we could definitely talk Drizzt. Like
they've got a bunch
at least
of
up to a certain
the
point.
Tao of Drizzt. I saw that on the shelf and just shit my pants.
From Arousal?
Sure, let's go with that.
All right, so how does it feel to play Shadowrun? You go first, Ben, because
you guys have played. Yeah, I can tell you how I think it feels to play Shadowrun, but
you're always thinking about editing probably when you're playing it. Like I'm been thinking about all night tonight. Like, do you do that when you're playing a game?
I don't anymore. I used to when we first started getting going, but now we kind of edit.
Just let it flow.
Yeah, figure it'll come together somehow.
Yeah, we run it pretty tight. I'll be honest. Like we don't really meander too much. We kind of all know. Like I feel like on here, like we can take a second and like talk about something else, but we come back to the point. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just feel like
it's a podcasting skill that is like honed over time for real.
Right. It's almost like you're GMing for an audience. It's like I don't want to get too in the weeds on inside jokes or anything like that because you got friends around that don't know it. So you just kind of keep moving. But anyway, to me, what makes Shadowrun so special is that the like D&D, the rules and the lore, quote unquote, don't really match. And like a lot of the games I've ever played, that's also true, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, well, the rules are the rules because you need rules, and here's what's going on in the game world. And you're just kind of like, and you just accept these two things. You just accept that.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, yeah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter. I'm a wizard and I know 3 spells and I can use them 2 times a day and whatever.
And yet every wizard in the novels is dropping,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Like they break their own rules because of course they do, because it needs to be exciting. So like with Shadowrun, what's so amazing about it to me is that the rules and the lore all fit each other. Magic drains you as it would narratively in a story. And that's how it's balanced in the game. That's the rule. And all these different things like fucking street Sams are fucking super fast. You can get wired reflexes and you're super fast, and you read a story about a street samurai that cuts down a whole room of people before anyone moves, and you can do that in the game. The rules support that.
Yeah.
So it feels like the rules support the lore the most in Shadowrun out of any game I've ever played, and that feels cool. It feels like I can actually play the novel I'm reading about Shadowrun.
Yeah, I can see that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Going back to Drist again, like that character, even though they've published, I'm sure at this point, 35 years after his introduction, I'm sure they've published 15 different versions of his stats block. That character doesn't make sense as a character. Like you can't build that character and have it have equal skills unless you start at level 20,
Right.
And
that's why Loeffler doesn't have stats.
Exactly.
Right. Similarly, like with, again, fucking Forgotten Realms shit, like, you have in some books, you have an adventuring party and it's relatively like, you could theoretically kind of make those characters. But at a certain point, Gillyvor becomes the god of death. And your character can't do that.
I don't know. Let's
give
it a try.
Out at 20. That is the fucking way D&D works.
Unless you play the rules compendium. And,
I was like, you just never had the Epic Handbook?
But for a price, you can play anything.
That's true. They'll sell you a book that let you do whatever you want eventually.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like, I don't know. How fun would that be, though, right? Too. Where it's like, I get fucking 12 turns. I get 12 actions per turn.
Yeah.
Like, it's just that combat would not be fun.
Yeah.
So let me tell you about my favorite Shadowrun moments and how they made me feel. Because I've been a forever GM at Shadowrun. I don't think I've ever actually played a game.
We could change that,
I tried.
Sign me up.
I'm going to run it for these guys one of these days.
Yeah, that might be a coming episode. My favorite, it probably involved Josh and another friend of ours. Okay, first there's 2 actually. One of which we had a very overpowered troll character who had made his whole thing was getting revenge on this one guy. And it was building to this point and he was moving away. I'm like, he's got to have the big fight. And so I built a guy that broke all the rules. And like I was rolling like 30 dice because I knew he was so strong. He and like I have to challenge him. So I just have to do things that aren't physically possible. And he like fucking one-shot me still somehow. And it was the least climactic moment of my life. But he was so happy.
Yeah.
He really was.
He had such... Which is the goal as GM is for your players to be happy. So I don't know. I wasted a lot of time for nothing. But my other, it's the scenes you build. Like I remember, and Josh remembers this. We had you guys were in the back of like a helicopter, like one of those cargo helicopters, and you were being chased by a dragon. And I'm like, this dragon's gonna fuck these guys up. But they had a fucking minigun. And so they just dropped the cargo hatch down and sprayed the dragon with the minigun while like chomping cigars and laughing the whole way through.
I believe the quote was, I think I was using the minigun and was describing, just spraying the dragon down. And Wes said, it's exactly like in Ghostbusters 2. Dan Aykroyd's got the cigar in his mouth and he says, beautiful, and they're just spraying.
And of course, this wasn't a great dragon. This was just a regular ass dragon, but they killed it. And so basically, my favorite moments are the ones were which I'm disappointed, but the players had a good time.
One of my absolute favorite moments, which I kind of thought you were going to say, is when another of our friends was not too far from moving away. And he was a street samurai, and we had, I don't even remember what the adventure was or if it had anything to do with his backstory. But we had the bad guy tied to a chair, and our friend, the street samurai, was interrogating him. And Eric was being kind of shitty and funny as the NPC getting interrogated. And our friend John became very frustrated and said, fuck it, I'm using killing hands. And Eric said, really? And we said, really? And he said, yes. And killing hands, this guy, who he was...
rolled really well and basically just blew the guy's head off.
Disintegrated. And we didn't get the information.
That's...
The funny thing was, this guy, he was a phys ad, but he was like a kind of a dog shaman phys ad. And he was trying to be the moral compass of this crew. And he kept getting in these situations where he as a player would get frustrated and do something stupid and highly immoral.
That's Shadowrun.
That's very...
That kind of is the vibe.
You struck a chord, though, where some of the best moments are where the GM is utterly frustrated and the players are just victorious and like loving everything about how, because the game is OP, right? So like that's how it balances itself. And if the players can find a way to get an edge, that's the point, is to get an edge. So it's like you end up like being like, I don't know if this is gonna be fun unless it's balanced, but then they just wreck shit and have fun. And that's what's so fun about it. I don't know. We had a lot of fun the same way, because I don't know, it just, there's times where, and then troll, just because like how can you balance it? You have a troll. I have a troll that has a fucking, if the Olympic human of peak strength can be a 6, and this troll has a fucking strength of 10. Like
a weak troll is an 8.
What does that mean? Like my fucking troll jumped 20 feet, just a standing jump, 20 feet straight up. And I'm like, I had to like remember that. Like, oh fuck. She could, if I try to get her trapped in a pit or something, she could just fucking jump out of that. Because she's got like an 8-foot vertical.
That amazing discussion of you yelling at Dan to put a line on the ground and jump 20 feet.
He still thinks he can jump 8 feet. Standing jump.
That's great.
And then other fun times of Shadowrun is just reaching that point at the, kind of towards the climax of a session or a series of sessions, because Eric and I spent years where we would play one or another, like one of like 2 RPGs multiple nights a week for 6 fucking hours or something.
Oh yeah.
And we've been playing a lot for a while.
Like that point where you realize, okay, we're at the fucking end of this thing. All right, combat pool, karma, and you're just pulling your fucking stacks of D6s and just you got the double handful and they're all in your hands and you're shaking them, but they're barely making any noise because you got so many you can barely keep them in your hands.
Or when you're a player and you're against the GM and you
Fucking
know
threat rating.
he's got 40 D6s and he's like, "Can I borrow some more D6s?"
You're like, fuck.
And you know, oh God, what have we gotten into?
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, all right, so I'm throwing this grenade. And here we go, motherfucker. Make or break.
I think my most memorable session was the Cortex bomb.
Oh God, that was nerve wracking.
It was so nerve wracking, but it was so.
Can you say it in the
Cortex
voice?
bomb? It was just so fun to play. I mean, this was their idea. They put themselves in this situation where they're trying to disarm a fucking cranium bomb that could level 2,000 square feet, and
they're doing it
high.
high.
Exactly.
Obviously.
Yeah, they were stoned
out of their minds. And just all of us got to this point where like, this is the end of the podcast based on a dice roll.
Mm-hmm.
We cool with this?
Yeah.
And it just was so free.
And you could hear it in y'all's voices too.
Yeah.
You were like, I don't want to die here.
It was so free.
On the other hand, we've committed to this course of action. Let's go.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Here we go.
So
those are the best moments in APs though. Like when there's serious risk that these characters you love are going to die. You got to throw them in because they're the clip moments that, you know.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. We were exhausted after that episode. Like we were.
Oh yeah.
Like
I bet.
Emotionally
drained.
exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was no combat. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Before we call it, Dean, do you have an answer to this question?
Yeah. So
do you have a moment or anything?
I got a little bit of both. So one thing I always like to lean on that I think gets skipped a little bit is that characters in Shadowrun aren't rewarded for succeeding. They're rewarded for doing the right thing, even at odds. So like you're going to go through and you're going to complete your missions. You're going to do what you have to do, but your advancement relies on the fact of you making the world a slightly better place that karmatically you're repaid, right?
Yeah, experience is called karma.
Right. So that is, to me, the like bread and butter of it, is that you're living in an unfair world that's treated you terribly, but your character has to somehow rise above that to do the right thing in a position that no one else does. And like that is my flowers in the concrete kind of feeling of Shadowrun.
That's the punk, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
So that's always.
I'd
kind
never
of
even really put that together. Karma being.
Oh yeah. In the old adventures, it used to have things like, oh yeah, if they went out of their way to save this guy, if they, sacrificed for this, they get karma.
Right, because you might not get a payout.
At least the first.
So this was like the balance. Yeah.
Yeah. At least the first Harlequin adventure was that way.
Yeah, the one that I am currently running, I got to get these people back together again to finish it. There's a random NPC that's also in this like office that you can save, and you don't have to save him. He isn't worth anything. He definitely doesn't help you at all. But he just happens to be working late when you find a bomb in this office, and so if you think about like we have to get this dude out, it's worth a little extra karma.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it has no other effect on the adventure at all, and I think that's awesome.
I feel like in Pink Fullhawk, that guy's getting red misted.
Yeah, exactly. And then
it really depends on
5 episodes later. John will be like, "Didn't we have that guy?"
It really depends on Tina's mood. I'm learning.
I don't know.
Sometimes
maybe we should have saved him.
Yeah, now he's a Michelin star chef. You never know how it's gonna go.
I always get a sense that they're annoyed at someone, and I give them an out, and then Tina keeps them around, and then it's the opposite. If this person seems like they could really be a help, they just kill them somehow. I can never gauge it.
I'll say favorite moment was character temporarily got a super platinum contract. They already had a platinum contract. So they already had the biomonitor.
Good Lord.
And during this discussion, the person that he was talking to was basically slowly feeding him a shit ton of poisons. Because they were at this meeting and he was like the high-powered negotiator. So he started to like fail a body roll. And I said, okay. In the distance you hear the sound of a helicopter. It's getting closer. There's the sound of shattering glass, and there's a sudden sharp pain in your right shoulder. You feel great now. As if whatever you had eaten has completely passed you by, and even the pain in your shoulder is going away. There's a small ampule of glass that falls onto the ground, and you hear the helicopter leaving.
That's amazing.
Oh, Doc Wagon. Why don't you?
Like, dude, that super plat fucking pays, man.
Like,
goddamn sniper shot at the antidote.
Have a nice day.
God damn, that would be cool.
I love it.
All right. I think we've had a good discussion here, a 4-hour discussion. So this is probably part 3 you're listening to.
One more thing that I should have brought up like 3 hours ago when we were talking about Jake Armitage and Split Second. Oh no, it wasn't Split Second. It was. I don't know why I always get Split Second and Nemesis backwards.
Yeah, understandably.
Something that needs to be brought up in the context of Shadowrun is the Frenchy Spas semi-automatic shotgun, which is used extensively in Nemesis. And I just would feel bad if we did 2 Shadowrun episodes without mentioning a Frenchy Spas, which is the classic troll weapon. Go ahead.
That and the assault cannon.
Panther
assault cannon.
Yeah.
Panther assault.
Ares Predator. What? Oh.
God, the gun porn.
Gun porn,
So much gun porn. I still got to finish my tool of the rest of the rules for Cannon Companion.
I just love, like, my envisioning of, like, explosive shells in Shadowrun is the entire back half of Hard Boiled.
Yeah. Perfect.
Where just for no reason, really, this shotgun just explodes anything it hits, and it seems to be, like, have unlimited ammunition.
We got to do that for Patreon soon, Josh.
Like, I think it's next month or maybe the month after that is coming out on fucking 4K and Blu-ray. And just like 2 weeks ago, City on Fire came out. I think next month is The Killer, and the month after that is Hard Boiled, and I am absolutely getting all of them.
It's fucking awesome.
Because I haven't seen those movies again in 25 years. I mean, yeah.
Whew. This is like John
fucking
Woo,
chew your fat international superstar.
Yep.
Okay.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And stunts that you could not get away with.
Nope.
Except in 1980s Hong Kong, baby.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Jazz Bob.
All right, everybody. We have done it. This is probably not the last episode we talk about Shadowrun in, but it's the first.
Unless I die. Yeah.
Yeah. I do want to cover some of the novels in the future because they're fun reads. I would say even if you're not like familiar with Shadowrun or played the game, some of the novels are actually pretty good. So we'll read them in the future. And
you've opened up that avenue
and
now.
They're all they all have audiobooks from my understanding too, right?
Yeah, those early ones do. And there's some newer ones I've been wanting to read. I don't know if I'm going to do that for the podcast, but I don't know. This conversation might spark a renewed interest in my long dormant favorite hobby.
Mm-hmm. Hey, then there might be a TV series on Crackle or something at some point.
What?
What?
I'm just thinking. Was it Crackle? What was that called? That
there was a Crackle
shitty streaming service.
Is that the one that was owned by the
tell you guys
for the Soul Company?
Maybe. I just know they had the Three Stooges on it, and that's why I watched it for a while.
I really wanted to open up last episode with the cold open being the famous YouTube promo video for Shadowrun.
Oh my god!
But it's so bad it won't even be like a funny cold open. It's all
noises.
just idiots shuffling shuffling down an
just some
alleyway,
random
and not even
noises.
saying any words.
Yeah.
It's not even like, go hack that console and I'll geek the mage or something like that. It's literally just shuffle,
Sigh,
shuffle.
grunt.
Kill that guard.
There's one
Shuffle.
Yeah, I can't remember the name. It's like Bull the Great, and then he one hand rips off a grate, like a tinfoil grate.
It's a good video.
It's like porn acting, early 90s.
Probably porn stars too. Let's be
probably
real.
Yeah.
They look.
You
like
get what you pay for.
Yeah.
No.
It's worth watching.
Great though. Check it out.
Watching.
What's it called? A night's work.
A night's work. Yeah. Definitely porn stars.
All right, let's finish this night's work by letting you guys plug your various projects.
Dean, go.
I guess that's what we usually do.
Okay. I run nullsheen.com. I make Shadowrun tools. I do reviews. I have this one that's been baking for like 3 months as I attempt to wrangle my 2E players together to finish it. So there will be new posts, I promise. But yeah, if you guys need Shadowrun tools and stuff, hit me up. I'll find something.
Awesome tools too.
Yeah,
freaking character generators, freaking initiative trackers, anything you need. Just have that site up while you're playing. It's awesome.
Yeah, I unknowingly a couple of years ago I got recruited into I think it was a 6th edition game that never ended up actually happening, but it got through the character creation setup part, and I unknowingly, like 2 or 3 years ago, used a bunch of your tools. So yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was recommended, like, oh yeah, go there, and yeah.
I think that was a 5th edition game, and I think I remember what you're talking about.
I believe it.
Do you have any social media that you want to plug, Dean? Because I was trying to link to you last.
Yeah, it's pretty much just the site.
It's just the website. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be running some stuff at GameholeCon this year, and I'll be handing out some like little karma tokens with the website on it. But I just push everyone to the website. Cool. There's a mailing list if you want to join that.
What's your Reddit handles? Network Ouija?
I think Reddit is Networked Ouija.
He'll come up. He's like the ghost in the Matrix, man. Like you look out for Shadowrun tools and he'll pop up on Reddit.
Like Ouija, the crime scene photographer in the 1940s?
Ouija, the board.
The Parker Brothers board game?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
For children?
Close enough.
It was an attempt to make a ghost.
Yeah, okay, I get it now. But,
I get it.
Yeah.
What about you, Ben?
I just lost my train of thought. My name's Ben, and I run a.
Don't you have a podcast called Critical Role?
Yes, I do. Critical Role. You may have heard of us. Right, I'm just building. Once I finish my next mansion, we're going to run out our next season of Critical Role.
Put another coin.
Yeah, exactly. I run Pink Faux Hawk. Me and a couple of my buddies. We're a Shadowrun 2nd edition podcast, actual play, and we don't have that many episodes, so it's easy to catch up if you're thinking about it. And we're running some Delta Green in the next between season thing, but we'll be back with season 3 of Pink Faux Hawk soon enough. So
I am very excited for both, new season of Pink Faux Hawk proper and Delta Pink.
Delta Pink.
Yes,
man, the way this last season of Pink Faux Hawk ended, I could not have been fucking happier to have you on the show in 2 weeks or whatever it was.
We were. It was. Yeah, I wasn't sure. There was definitely some mirroring of the first season finale, but I was kind of like, this is going to have to be epic.
Yeah,
and I did. Hey. Dan, he remembered shit at the clutch moment, and it was perfect. So I'm very proud of him for remembering his fucking gear for once.
Yeah.
But check us out. You just look us up. We're everywhere.
All right. Well, you can find us on Bluesky at High Tech Low Life. You can email us hightechlowlife@gmail.com. We have a Patreon if you would like to donate $5, and Josh and I watch movies on there and usually talk over the top of them, and it's dumb, but some people like it. feel like I'm leaving something out, but I can't think of it, so I guess not.
Can't be that important. Come to the Astronomica Discord.
But do come to the Pink Fohawk Discord. It's a nice place. Even if you're not a listener, I mean, you probably will be eventually.
Yeah.
But come and talk about Shadowrun.
Yeah.
Cool,
It's
folks.
it'll be a very easy transition. We're all pretty much on the same page.
Yeah.
On it about every topic.
Yeah, there is a lot of crossover between the two Discords and our fans, and we get a lot of people in both.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for having us on here, man. I really appreciate you inviting me, and I love Shadowrun, so I'm just glad that we were able to give this the 7.5 hours of discussion it deserves.
It needs a lot more, honestly.
Yeah. It's had a lot more, I feel like.
We could easily go a lot longer.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on the show again, guys. We have to officially sign off so I can get an official goodbye. And we always sign off this show with Josh quoting something.
Run fast, die hard.
That's pretty good.
All right.
Take it.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Jack fast, come hard.
Damn it, Ben.
This has been the High Tech Low Life podcast. Find us on Bluesky at High Tech Low Life. Email us at hightechlowlifepodcast@gmail.com and find us on Patreon at patreon.com/hightechlowlife. Theme music by Nihilor at nihilor.com. Thank you for listening.
Keep it moving. Come on, what are you waiting on? Let's go.
They're trashing our rights, man! They're trashing the fluid data! They're trashing! Everybody, hide the planet! Hide the planet!
Shut up and get in the car.